Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is the perfect storm, the synthesizer deck that aims to give our Robot Overlords Haste to be able to get in for hits as soon as they come out of one of our factories. It's this advantage that can hit the opponent hard and smash opposing life totals. We have a touch of removal along with a wipe for smaller enemy men. We've got some of the usual suspects to help us generate our Robot Overlords, along with some cards that can give us an advantage over the course of a long game. All hail our Robot Overlords. We're playing the full set of 3 steps ahead, a synthesizer deck staple that we aim to use to make an instant token copy of our key card. It's a card with spree, so it is very versatile, and with enough mana, we can use more than one option. A counterspell is always a great asset to have, as well as the draw option, which could help us find a synthesizer. Chainsaw is a removal artifact that we can use to snipe enemy men that have toughness 3 or less. After it has taken out an enemy, we can equip one of our men with it for a power boost, and as an artifact, it will give all our Robot Overlords a boost in stats. The synthesizer is our key card. It's the backbone of all synthesizer lists and will generate our Robot Overlords whenever we have an artifact that's mana 3 or more enter play on our side. The Worldwalker Helm is a perfect companion to the synthesizer as it will generate a map token every time we generate any kind of token. This will automatically boost our Robot Overlords faster than simply playing out artifacts. And for only 2 mana, we can use the Helm to make a token copy of any token artifact we have on board. Ideally, we use it to make token copies of a synthesizer, but if that's not possible, we can copy Robot Overlords. Brotherhood's End is our sweeper for small men. We'll use it to burn down the opponent's early men or to clear out blockers before we send in our AI. Not that we plan on taking out artifacts with mana value 3 or less, but that option is there in case we need it. The Patchwork Banner is a fantastic ramp artifact, which we can use to give our men a small boost in stats. Most of the time, we'll want to name Construct to give our Robot Overlords the boost, but we can use it to pump our spiders or the Enduring Courage if we need to make them a bit bigger. The Spider is a fantastic card to have in a synthesizer deck. For 3 mana, it gives us 2 artifacts, with one of those being a Power Stone token, which will provide us with an additional mana to help play out more artifacts. The ramp is very helpful, as is the body, which comes with an activated ability that lets us look at the top 4 cards of our library and put an artifact card from among them into our hand. It does cost 7 mana to use the ability, but it could easily help us find a synthesizer or any critical artifact to help improve our board position. The Enduring Courage is the card that we'll lean on to give our Robot Overlords haste and allow us to send them in as soon as they come out of a factory. Not only will they get haste, but the Courage also gives them a 2 power boost as well. The damages will come fast and furious if the opponent is not prepared for our assault on their life total. Damages, bro. Damages. The Mightstone is a 5 mana artifact that has a pair of abilities when it enters play that could be very useful. We can use it to draw a pair of cards, or we can give an enemy -5/-5 for the turn. It's excellent removal if we need it, or hand acceleration if we need more ammo. And we can tap it for 2 colorless mana to play out more artifacts or for abilities like the one on the Spider. Chimil is a powerful tool that is rather pricey, but its effect is incredible. Once in play, we will get a free card at the end of each of our turns. If the card is something other than a permanent, we can get it in our hand. As a bonus, our spells will become uncounterable once we have it in play. Against control, this ability lets us play out our cards without fear of counter magic. For lands, we're playing 2 Mirrex, the land that we can use to generate token artifact men. 2 Fomori Vault, the special land we can use to search out cards from the top of our library. 4 Fabled Passage, the land we can sacrifice to fetch out any basic land from our deck. 4 Thundering Falls, the Surveil Duel in our colors, 6 Mountain, and 6 Islands. Playing the deck is rather simple. Decision points do come up, but those are navigated reasonably easy depending on the board state. In the early game, we aim to use Chainsaw as removal for any early men that pose a threat. Getting a synthesizer down on schedule is a recipe for success, but without one, focus on using cards that can help find one. Ramping up with a spider or a banner can help get the mana we need to make multiple artifact plays. Use a Brotherhood's End to wipe away enemy men that have shown up in numbers. An enduring courage along with a line of artifacts will seal the deal if we can trigger a synthesizer we have in play. It's hasty robot men that we're after, and in numbers to overwhelm the opponent's defenses. The intelligence might be artificial, but the beatings will be real. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Funky RUS. No, wait, it's Funker Us. No, bro, please don't Funker me. Funker. We get a 3-lander with a pair of chainsaws and a synthesizer, but we'll need to draw artifacts to trigger it. The bonus is our haste-giving courage. Keep your pants on. A faithful, the matchmaker loves giving us reanimator opponents. Not that it's bad, we can bring to pain to take them down with or without their Lord Voldemort. Let's go fetch an island with our passage. We'll set ourselves up to be able to play everything out. They get down a black overlord for the self-mill. That's an Atraxa that went in an early grave, which I'm sure they're already eyeballing to try to get it in play later. We draw a 3rd chainsaw. That's unfortunate, but we will use one of them to snipe their faithful. That's right, get gone, girl. They'll have to use a spell to reanimate their big booty Judy. They double down on black overlords and self-mill. Looks like they milled away a Lord Voldemort and a pair of planeswalkers. Didn't need those, right, bro? We draw into a 2nd synthesizer, and we'll land it right away. Let's take a look at what we got coming. We have a land on top along with another banner. We don't really need both, but the banner is more synthesizer triggers, so we'll keep it. They play a vault. I guess they don't have the right cards in hand and need to try to find more ammo. We could go with a banner, but getting the 2nd synthesizer down would be a better play. Every 3 mana artifact from here on out will get us 2 Robot Overlords. Prepare your shorts, bro, for a staining. On top we have a Mirrex and a Mightstone. Both are good and will boost our board. We'll take the Mirrex first, which will let us drop a banner and have mana for another chainsaw in case they play out something we can snipe. Well, surprise, surprise, they pull their Voldemort right out of his coffin without a single cup of coffee to help wake him up. But at least he's wearing pants. It's time for our first banner. We'll get a fresh pair of Robot Overlords. The chainsaw can't kill anything, but it will give our Robot Overlords a boost to their stats and we can be level with their Voldemort. Let's send in our first Robot Overlord. What are the chances they'll block? Place your bets, boys. They take the hit like it's nothing. Damages, bro, damages. Sure, they can swing back at us and gain 9 life, but we'll have more than 30 power on board during our next turn. Their play is a removal. But even with one of our men taken out, we will be close to lethality. They decide that blocking is not a legit option. Surely we won't be able to dish out 20 damages, right, bro? This turn is easy. Let's land the Mightstone and take out their blocker. Then we send in our Robot Overlords. They're hungry for opponent flesh. Meat is back on the menu, boys. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the shark man bite. Also, GG's. This is the Daryl Ater in race car number 40. He likes atoms in the color blue. We get a 3-lander with a spider as our first play. We've got a pair of utility cards as well as a courage. Not the greatest hand, but one we can work with. Keep your hopes up. Let's go with the Thundering Falls first and see what we got on top. It's another spider, which is all right. The Power Stone tokens the spiders generate could help us play out the Mightstone, so we'll keep it. We'll land the passage this time and fetch out a mountain. To play every card in our deck, we need a single blue and double red. This will secure the future. Their first play is a Maze Mind Tome, and that signals they are not going to be playing out threats in the near future. But they're likely loaded with removals. We draw a synthesizer, and we'll play it out. On top, we have a helm and another spider. Both of these will trigger the synthesizer and generate Robot Overlords, so we'll keep them. Let's go for a helm. It's our expendable, so if it gets countered, we're fine as we have another one in hand. We don't have much to copy anyways, no counter, but they do bounce our synthesizer. That's unfortunate, but it's a temporary measure while they are doing nothing on their turns. We draw another spider, which will go ahead and play out. With only 3 lands, we need to work on getting more mana, and the Power Stone token from the spider will help us a lot. They snipe our spider, which is fine. The important part, the Power Stone, is still on board. They probably should have saved that removal for a Robot Overlord. We haven't seen any plays from them, but whatever they're up to seems like an awful idea. We draw a mountain and we'll play out our synthesizer yet again. Seems like they've got something. Let's light a candle for them. It's a counter, unfortunately, but we can work on building up our mana with the helm and make a pile of Power Stone tokens to help play out our cards. They might be stuck on lands, but we won't be stuck on Power Stone tokens. Let's make a copy. Let's go for another spider. They liked the first one so much, they burned a removal on it. They do snipe this one as well, but it's fine, we've got another. Our Power Stone tokens keep piling up, and we might even be able to use the spider's ability if it manages to stick around. Removal dot deck is in full effect. Keep your pants on, bro. Let's play out the courage this turn, and we can try to pump it with some of the map tokens we've accumulated. They used the last activation on their tome, and now we don't know what they'll be doing with their turns. Bro, we'll be lost. Our map token shows us another synthesizer on top. Let's keep it. We've got enough mana to drop our second helm. Double the token copies and double the map tokens. They go for card draw, so at least it isn't a counter. I don't know what we'd do without our double helm action on board. With our last Power Stone token, we'll use another map token to boost our courage to a chunky 5/5. Hope you like plump dogs, bro. They bounce our fatty courage, but critically, they've left only 1 blue untapped. Oopsie poopsie, bro. The question is, can we take advantage of this potential opportunity? Let's go for the synthesizer right away. We need our factories to be up and running. They get us with a negate, which is pretty bad. They are tapped out now, so we can drop one of our Mightstones and get some card draw. Not the best draws, but nothing we can do to change that. We get what we get. As usual, they've got no plays during their turn, so let's make a pair of Power Stones. We draw a second Courage, so we'll go for one right away. Unfortunately, we don't have the mana to play out the second one, or we'd do so. Let's see if we can fatten up our dog. We're bound to be able to get in for hits at some point. We have a 3 steps ahead on top. That's huge. We can use it to counter one of their counters, or possibly make a token copy of our Mightstone. They bounce our Courage, but it's not removal. It'll be Bach. Let's make more Power Stones. They might or might not be useful at some point, but it's better to have as many as we can get on board. Let's play out our Courage yet again. This game might come down to one of our Courages sticking around long enough to get in some damages. We get a passage off a map token, and we'll play it out. Let's fetch out a land, and we'll be able to play out the second Courage. Hasty Dog for the W. They respond with a shark that ends up eating our dog. That's cruel and unusual punishment. Say no to animal abuse. We do have a second Mightstone in hand we can play out to snipe their shark. Rip, bro, we'll light a candle for you. They break down and use a sweeper to take out our Courage. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Bro could feel his pants coming off. They choose to get rid of every copy of our Courage from our deck. No way. We drew a Fomori Vault. That land could save this awful game for us. Let's get it down and activate it. We'll gladly give away the banner we have in hand. That's right, we get to look at the top 17 cards and pick out a card from among them to put in our hand. A free, uncounterable tutor, you say. I agree, boys. That's right, we skip right past that synthesizer. There's a card we're looking for, and there it is. Chimil is what we'll get. The opponent is going to need some sturdy pants for this one. Even if they have a counter, we can counter back with 3 steps ahead. They leave our spell hanging while they go off and destroy our vault. It's too late for that, we've used it already. But when your panties are in a bunch, you do what you can to make yourself feel better. Chimil lands, and this game is about to turn against them. Their eyes are watering up. Some tears might start to flow. We're done. Your go, my bro. Another turn of doing nothing, which is fine. We'll go ahead and fire off our 3 steps ahead and make a token copy of our Mightstone. It's the beginning of the end. We draw another vault and a Mightstone. We'll keep the vault since we already have plenty of Mightstones. It must be Sharkmas in February we get a synthesizer. And now that we have a token Mightstone, let's make a copy of it and draw more cards. We could have gone for more draw, but we've got enough ammo now. All we need to do is land this synthesizer and we'll be in great shape to take them down. The tables have been turned. They go for their counter shark, but this time, all we do is chuckle and smile. Nice try, bro. We're about to take over the game. On top, we have a Brotherhood's End and a mountain. We don't need these, so we'll send them on down. Next up, we'll play out a banner and name construct. We're about to get some hefty-sized Robot Overlords. They play out another shark, like that's gonna save them. Oopsie poopsie, bro. We're the ones doing all the eating now. Let's make a token copy of our Mightstone and drag their sharks to the bottom, leave no blocker behind. That's 1 shark down, 1 more to go. Get some, bro. They're probably busy staining their shorts. Their second shark goes down without a fight, and we've got 180 power on board. There's no way to escape this one with removals and bounce. Get out of town, Charlie Brown. Also, GG's, extra cheese. This is Gandalf the Grey Wizard. We shall pass, bro. We get a shuffler special with double synthesizer. A voice in my head says mull, but my eyes say keep. The eyes have it. For this hand to work, obviously we'll need to draw a 3rd land early on. If we can get a synthesizer down, we'll be able to play out the second one and the spider as well. They hit us with a duress, but luckily a double synthesizer hand means they can only get rid of 1 synthesizer. We do manage to draw a 3rd land, and as long as they don't make us toss our last synthesizer, we'll be all right. Impossible. We draw another synthesizer. They made us toss one, but we've recovered rather well. On top we have a Courage and a Mightstone, but we have 1 of each in hand already, so we'll send these ones on down. They play out an unstoppable slasher. The duress was likely intended to take out removals that wipe the slasher off the table for good. Solid plan, but we're not too concerned about their slasher. Our goal is to raise an army of Robot Overlords, an army worthy of Mordor. We'll play out the second synthesizer and we'll get our first Robot Overlord. On top, we've got a pair of lands. We'll keep the passage as we will want to get the red mana for our courage, as well as a fifth land for our Mightstone. Death combo it is then. We'll block up. Let's not die right this moment. Their slasher won't be able to attack for a while, and all we've got left is their bloodletter. The Mightstone will do the trick, and we'll get Robot Overlords popping out of the factories. With their game plan in shambles, they bail out. Smell you later, bro. Also, GG's. This is Firewall K with Bob on your knob. Bob on your own knob, bro. We get a 3-lander with a pair of removals, a courage, and our favorite utility card, Keep. Our Surveil land shows us a Helm on top, and we'll keep it. A couple of games ago, we saw how amazing an active Helm can be. The opponent plays out a Simic tap land. They're not known for removals, but could likely be loaded with bounce. A beanstalk. Don't tell me they're on beans and ramp. We'll play out our banner and name construct. We're kind of far away from having Robot Overlords, but they're the primary way we have of winning. And there's the ramp part of the beans and ramp combo. I am impressed, bro. The only real play here is the Mightstone for card draw. We do have a 3 steps ahead we can use to make a token copy of it that we can then copy with the Helm once we get it down. They play out another Overlord with impending, which is nice because that does give us time to at least set up our combo for taking out their men. Let's play out a Helm. We'll be ready to get our combo going. That'll give us card draw or removal with every activation of the Helm. Put on some sturdy underpants, bro. We'll follow up with the courage and give them something to keep their eyes on instead of our collection of artifacts. They double down on their beanstalks, like every good beans and ramp player should. Don't forget to ramp this turn as well, bro. You need more lands? Let's send in the courage for the first hit of the game. Damages, bro, damages. We'll play out the second Helm, and we'll be set up to snipe and draw. They fire off an explosion, so this time around, Beans and Ramp does more than just Beans and Ramp. I'm honestly surprised. Sure, our dog goes down, but it'll come back as an enchantment that will still give any men we get on board haste. The time has come to make a token copy of our Mightstone. We'll use it to snipe their overlord. Our overlords are better anyways, and then we'll make another copy and use it for the draw. And we get a synthesizer. That could be the end of our opponent's hopes and ramp dreams. Let's play out our synthesizer, and we can surprise them with some Robot Overlords Haste provided by our courage, which endured their attempt to snipe him. They clearly don't like seeing our synthesizer, so we'll respond by making a pair of Mightstones, which will generate Robot Overlords now that we have our synthesizer in play. Our first Robot Overlord enters play with 17 power, which is enough to take them down, but it gets worse for our bro. Let's make another Mightstone copy. They can have their enchantment removal now that we've got a pair of hasty Robot Overlords. What are they going to take? They choose the courage, but it's too late for that. Our AI already have haste and are set on taking down their life total. Let's get in there and smash. GG's, bro, get the domain out of here. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.